Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Mark, a trainer here at WEX Field Service Management, and today we are covering maintenance plans basics. This webinar will cover maintenance plan setup, adding maintenance plans with no payment, adding maintenance plans from an invoice, scheduling your maintenance plan visits, and how to set up maintenance plan discounts. We'll do a live Q&A at the end where you can get your questions answered live on stream. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into WEX FSM. Now, today is all about maintenance plans. So the first place to go in your system after you've logged in, you'll start on the schedule page. And the first place you want to go to is the maintenance plan template page. To get there, we will go to more applications, which is in the top left in the main navigation, maintenance plans. That will bring you to the maintenance plans template page. This is an admin page that you would set all of the different offerings for your maintenance plans. And then when you go to sell a maintenance plan or sign someone up for a plan, these are the different options that you will have. Now, if you are brand new to this and you is your first time looking, it may say example maintenance plan here and just have an example one. Uh, I recommend that you either update or delete that example plan and then build out your own based on the offerings that you're going to offer your customers. Now, if you want to create a new plan, click New Maintenance Plan in red, and then you'll enter the plan name, description, color code, contract length, etc. When you're done, you'll click Save Maintenance Plan. Now, to get detailed with this, I do already have a plan set up, and let's use that as our example. So I have a lot of different plans here. We're going to use the Comfort Club plan today for our example. So I'll go ahead and click on Comfort Club plan. And when you're setting up your plan, you'll want the plan name and the plan description to be something that will be customer facing. When you add this as a product onto your invoices, let's say, and I show it to my customer to sell them on that plan, this is what they'll see. And maybe I'm even sending that invoice to the customer and they will be able to see that. And so this will typically include things that your customer will be getting, the benefits of signing up. The color code is the color of the star. So when a customer in your system becomes a maintenance plan customer, they will get a star next to their name. That way you can instantly identify maintenance plan customers versus those who don't have that. And you can update the color as well. So if you have many different offerings, this blue star will show up for the Comfort Club plan, but maybe for a different one, I have a red star. So you can control the color of that star here. Contract length, this is very important. This is the amount of time that this contract will last for. So for this Comfort Club plan, we've got it set for 1 year. That means that this customer, let's say I sign up a customer brand new on my 1 year contract for this Comfort Club plan. They will be seen as a maintenance plan customer in your system. Oh, losing connection. Maybe Jack, if you want to kind of get out and refresh and come back in. Emily, I don't know if you are losing connection as well. But Jack, yeah, maybe pop out and pop back in, see if that'll refresh it. I am hardwired in here and I have gigabit internet. So typically, okay, cool. So it's good for Emily. So yeah, Jack, see if you can pop out and pop back in. and I'll keep going. And if it gets too crazy, you can always watch the replay as well, which should just be a YouTube link. And so yeah, keep me posted on that, Jack, and let's continue. So if I set someone up for a 1 year plan, they will be seen as a maintenance plan customer in my system for 1 year. At the end of that year, they will then be marked as expired. So that plan will expire, and you will want to then do a renewal to get your customer signed up for another year. Maybe I want them to be on a 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, up to 10 year contract. And what that'll do, like signing someone up for a 1 year versus a 10 year, is just when they will be marked as expired in your system. And it will create service windows, and really it'll create jobs for each time you're going to go out there. It like pre-makes the job folder. And each time you go to do a maintenance visit, you will use the job folder for that visit. So if I, for example, have this set up on a 1 year contract, down below, this plan has two visits that I'm going to do. I'm going to go out and do an AC cleaning in the spring and a heat cleaning in the fall. So when I sign my customer up for 1 year, it's going to create two jobs because we're going out twice in that year. If I sign them up for 2 years, then it will create four jobs, two for 2026 and two for 2027. So the more years you add to the contract, just the more jobs will be pre-made and in your system ready for you to schedule. Then we have until canceled, and this is best paired with the recurring like auto debit for maintenance plan payments. So you can sign someone up for a recurring maintenance plan. You take their payment information that stores securely on their file, and then you pick the interval you want that to charge. That will then just continue charging them until they cancel. You're not going to want to go in and have to reset a contract because you know that that payment is already set up to just continue going. So choose the until canceled option, and that will then set out the next 20 years of service windows. And you just will continue using those service window jobs to do all of their scheduling over the years until they cancel. Next is annual price. So this is the price of this plan. For this particular plan, this is saying the customer will pay $100 per year. Now, the plan is up to you on how you want to do this, but there's a couple options. So, one way you could do this is you will have a price for each plan that you make, and you'll make multiple instances of the same plan if needed. So, like in the HVAC industry, you may be servicing a your customers may have different amounts of units. So, one customer will have one system, but another customer will have two systems, and maybe a few of your customers even have three systems. And it's different prices per system. So, you could make different instances of your plan. So, like, I could make a one system comfort club plan is $100. A two system comfort club plan is $200. Three system comfort club plan is 300, etc. And then that way, that version of making it this way allows my technician to not have to do any math in the field. They're not going to have to think about it. They'll just choose from a list of systems. But maybe in your industry, there are so many different assemblages. There's such a wide variety of systems and add-ons that you would have, a million different plans, and maybe that's too much. So instead, another way you could do this is you can just set this price to $0. And then I would sign my customer up for the Comfort Club plan and make a custom price based on the different amount of equipment that they had. And so you could do that if you want to make it a little more custom pricing. That way you have one plan and then it could have endless possibilities because now you're making the pricing in the moment. With that version, your technicians will need to do math in the field, like they would need to know the pricing, or maybe have like a cheat sheet or a checklist that you make for them that has the pricing on it. And then they would make up that pricing in the moment. So those are two ways that you can do this. For this example, we're just going to put a price. And then if you're syncing to QuickBooks, you'll want to select the income account. Where do you want the revenue for selling this maintenance plan to sync to in QuickBooks? Do you collect taxes? Yes or no? And then terms right here, this is your terms and agreements. So the legal stuff, you may already have this in a document. You can just copy and paste those into here or type them in here manually. The contract terms, your customer will see those on the invoice when you are selling the maintenance plan. And then service windows, you're going to want to make a service window for each visit that you're going to do. For this plan, this is kind of an example of an HVAC plan. We would go out in the spring and do an AC unit cleaning, and then go in the fall and do a heat cleaning for like their furnace. Maybe you're working with a customer where you need to go out 4 times a year. Then you would click add twice to add 2 more service windows. If this is a commercial customer and you're going out once a month, then you would want to add, 12 and set these to January to January, February to February, March to March, April, etc. But this is completely up to you. And again, just to reiterate, each of these are going to create a job folder when the customer signs up. And these will be the folders you'll use when scheduling, which we will look into a little later in today's presentation. If you want to remove a service window, you just click the X here, and that will get rid of them. And then your service window job type, what job type is this for you? Maybe you consider maintenance calls as service calls. You can even create your own job type. I created a maintenance job type, and this helps with reporting. So if you want to go to your reports and maybe pull up all of your maintenance calls, as long as you're tagging them with the maintenance job type, you'll be able to do that very easily. And then appointment duration default, this is to help be more efficient when actually scheduling. If you know that a 1 system plan takes 1 hour, but a 3 system plan takes, 2 hours, update that here. And then when you go to schedule each of these jobs, it will pre-populate the duration. So that's one less step you need to take when scheduling. All right, so that is all the information for setting up your template. Once you have that set, click Save Maintenance Plan. This will bring you back to the main maintenance plan page, and then click New Maintenance Plan again. So, just think, what plans do I offer? How much do I charge? What do I want my technicians to see when they're selling this out in the field? And then come in here and add those and customize those so you see them in this list here. Let me check my notes real quick before we move on. Yes. So, and here, just show an example. It will let you know from this main page how many, like what the frequency is. And we can see for our commercial maintenance plan, that is set up until canceled. So anytime you choose until canceled, it'll say 20 years here. And then this has 4 service windows instead of 2. So we're going out quarterly for my commercial, and then we're going out 2 times a year biannually for my others. All right. So this is the maintenance plan templates page. Get your templates set up, and then you can start selling these plans to your customers. Now, I want to run through a couple instances of adding plans. And because today is the beginner session, you may already have a maintenance plan program set up in another system, but you need to get those plans into your new WEX FSM system. And I'm going to show you how you can do that. We're going to first make our way to a customer page. So I'm just typing in Mary Smith. Click on Mary's name. Mary is a customer of mine and she is in my system. And now we are on Mary Smith's customer page, and I have clicked over to the maintenance plans tab. This is a place that you can add maintenance plans and attach them to your customers. Now, this first scenario is actually not selling a maintenance plan like you'll normally do. This is how you would backdate a plan from a previous software. So we're just starting with adding a plan. This customer has already paid for this. This would be another example is if you needed to offer a free maintenance plan to someone, maybe as part of a promotion, but we're not selling the plan on this one. We're sort of backdating or adding new with no payment. To do this, we will click the red plus button, and then we just want to add this plan straight up. If I'm backdating this, maybe I'm looking in QuickBooks or I'm looking in a, competitor software. I see the maintenance plan. I'm wanting to now put that into this system. So let's say for Mary, she was on the Comfort Club plan. And I know that this plan started, she signed up in January, let's say 7th of this year. And then she paid $100, but I already know that she paid. So I'm actually going to put 0 because won't need to collect uh, money again for this. And then scroll down. This will allow you to grab a signature. If not, that's okay. You'll just click next. And then this part is important. So we know that we went between January and June and we already finished the AC cleaning. So we just need to make sure the first service window here is truly January to June. And then this is saying we're going to set up the AC cleaning and the heat cleaning. And these are the 2 visits we're doing this year. Click next. This is just the contact information for the person you're going to reach out to actually schedule their next visit. And then for payment, we put $0, but we're also going to choose not now because we don't need them to pay again. When we renew them next year, they'll pay again, but not for this year. They've already paid before pre-WEX FSM. And we'll hit done. First thing we'll notice on the left next to Mary's name, she now has a star. So Mary is officially a Comfort Club plan member. Then we have the maintenance plan tab. Here's the plan that she's on. And we have 2 services. The AC cleaning, however, we've already completed. We did that back, in, let's say, February. So we just need to backdate this. Any maintenance plan that you add, you can do the scheduling for those visits right from here. You don't even have to be on the schedule page. So we are going to click the little calendar icon here, and then we are going to just backdate this. So let's go to schedule now. And let's say that we know we did this, I'm referencing my previous software or wherever I have this written down. Maybe it's even on like a sheet of paper. Uh, so February 5th is when we did that. I know that Dustin is the one who did that job. And then we'll hit schedule. And the last piece here is to mark it as complete. That way there's no confusion. So I'll just click on the calendar one more time and mark this as complete. So this process is for new WEX FSM users who need to backdate plans that are already pre-existing in a previous software. So just to recap, click the plus button, select the plan, add the plan. Do you want to cancel? Yes. Do you want to save? No. You'll add the plan, then come in and backdate any of the services you've done by clicking the calendar and marking those as complete. Now, Mary's good to go. And next time I look at my maintenance plan scheduling page, I'll be able to see the heat cleaning we still owe, but the AC cleaning we've already done. Okay, so that's scenario number one. Scenario number two is we're going to sell a maintenance plan through an invoice. Now, this is most likely one of the main ways you're going to do this. You will sell your plans uh, all over the place. You're going to sell them when your technicians are out in the field working on other issues that that customer has, and you sell the plan as an add-on. You may have someone who's going out and like physically knocking on doors and just wanting to sign people up for plans just straight up. You may have customers who are in your office and they'll sign up in the office. All of those you can use invoices to sell maintenance plans. And that's what we're going to do right now. So we will make our way to another customer page, Justin Hernandez. And let's say we're doing a service call. So right now I've got this service call for Justin. And, I send my technician out. They're going to sell the maintenance plan to that customer through an invoice. So we're going to create a new invoice. And this will be the same from the mobile app side as well. You would create an invoice from the mobile app. And then instead of adding items from our price book, we're going to go down and you'll see right here, recommend a maintenance plan. So to add a maintenance plan to your invoice to sell to your customer, click recommend a maintenance plan, select the plan, Comfort Club plan. And then this is just kind of a preview. This lets you know some details about the plan. We're going to say, yes, this is the one I want, and click save. At first, this shows up as a recommendation. So right now it's not included in the main pricing. This might be, I just want to show my customer something and talk about them signing up. Once your customer says, yes, let's sign up for the maintenance plan, then you'll click sign up now. And this is now the process to attach it to the customer. And and this is now where your templates, all those templates that you made, those will show up here in this drop down. And we're going to sign her, Justin up for the Comfort Club plan. And then this information should all be correct because we know it's coming from the template. He's going to pay $100. Let's say I want to give credit to who is selling this. Let's say Dustin is the one selling the plan. And then you can grab a signature from your customer if you want or need to and hit next. This is saying that he's signing up for this plan between January and June. We'll go out and do the AC cleaning, and July and December we'll go out and do the heat cleaning. Click next. Confirm with the customer, hey, would you prefer text or email for us to reach out and schedule your visit? And then they'll let you know. Hit next. And for payment, we want to sell the plan to Justin today on this invoice. So we're going to choose on invoice. Now, if you wanted to, this is just a kind of a pro tip. You can set customers up on a payment plan. And that just means you are going to take their credit or debit card information or ACH and like check bank account information, save that on their file, and it will auto debit based on the frequency that you set here. However, if you're going to do this, if you're going to use a payment plan, I recommend that the plan you're signing them up for is a until canceled plan. That way, you won't have to worry about renewal. But for today's example, we're going to choose on invoice and click done. And there we go. This maintenance plan has been added to the product section. We see it's $100. If you're selling this in the field, maybe you're taking payment right from the field with the mobile app. If you want to send this to your customer, they can make a payment online. And for today's example, we're going to pretend they're paying right now. So we're going to hit record payment. That was just saying this hasn't been signed. I do recommend grabbing signatures from your customers, but it won't prevent you from moving forward if you don't take a signature. And now everything here is basically set up. This is the invoice with the maintenance plan. We're going to scroll down. The system already knows we're applying a portion or all of this payment to the maintenance plan. And we're just going to record the payment. So let's say they paid with a check today and record payment. And there we go. So now we have officially sold a maintenance plan to Justin. We can see the star is here. If you hover over the star, it tells you which plan they're on. And then if we go back to Justin's customer page, we will be able to see under the maintenance plans tab, here are the visits that we owe Justin. And from here, if we want to schedule, we just click on that calendar icon and can schedule from here. We can also see that their balance is $0 and that the $100 has already been applied. If you click on the payment, it'll show you the payment details. Did they pay with a cash, check, etc. Okay, so that is another scenario where you would sell the maintenance plan, but this time through an invoice. Now, how do you schedule your maintenance plan visits? So selling the plan is half the battle, but once you get them onto your roster, they become a maintenance plan customer. You will be able to schedule per customer from the customer page. So that's one way. We did an example of that earlier. You could reach out to your customer. Maybe they reach out to you preemptively, go to their customer profile page and go to maintenance plans. Click the calendar icon and schedule their visit for that job. That's one way that you can schedule. However, maybe you want to do your scheduling in bulk. Maybe that's annoying to go to each individual customer and schedule. That's up to you. Some customers really love doing that, but if you want to schedule in bulk, you can do that by going to reporting. So in the top left, main navigation, it says reporting. Click on that. And from the reporting page, under the jobs section, we're going to go to maintenance plan appointment scheduling. Click on that. If you're the one in charge of making sure that these plans that your technicians are selling, like all these plans your customers have signed up for, you're the one in charge of ensuring they get their maintenance. The visits are happening. This is going to be your best friend. This is an amazing page for seeing all of the outstanding visits and do the actual scheduling from here as well. So, at first glance, this is going to show you all current and future maintenance plan statuses and current and next service windows. But this is probably more than what you're wanting to see. The question we typically have is, who do I owe a service to, and how can I schedule for one of my techs to go out there? To do this, let's get rid of future, and we're going to get rid of next. And this is giving us a list of everyone who has a current maintenance plan, meaning it's not expired, and who are we within the current service window. So like today, May 4th is when we would see, like May 4th is within the service window timeline for everything you will see here. Okay, so there we go. So we officially have a list now of everyone that we owe a service to. But if you notice under the appointment status, some of these say complete. So we already did this appointment for Mary. That one's complete. That one's complete as well for Jean-Luc. We want to get rid of those. So we're going to go to appointment status and we want to see just unscheduled. And that's kind of the final step. Now, this is a true list of everyone that we owe a service to right now. We're within their service window, they're on contract, and they are unscheduled. Now, I can use the customer information on the left and just reach out to these customers. Hey, Jerry, are you ready for us to come out? Yep, why don't you come out on Friday? No problem. And you will click unscheduled. Work with your customer, determine the time you're going to go and hit schedule. And you can just work your way down the list by contacting customers. However, you can have your customers contact you and do this in bulk by sending out reminders. Click select all and then review and send notifications. And that's going to send out emails and text messages based on the primary contact, like their preferred contact method. That will send out reminders. Now customers will start reaching out to you to schedule their maintenance. And when they call, you can come straight to this page, type in their name, and then click on unscheduled to schedule their visit. When you schedule a visit, you will see the last notification was sent by the timestamp here. So, I can see we already sent something out to Jerry on the 20th. Maybe I want to give him one more week to reply, but we'll send him another reminder next week. So that is up to you on how you would like to use that feature. But this is the main page that you will most likely be doing all of your scheduling, either from this page or from the individual customer pages. Okay. And then we have one more section before we get into our Q&A, and that is maintenance plan discounts. Make your way to more applications, price book, pricing defaults. If you run a maintenance plan program, you most likely have some kind of incentive or perk for your customers to sign up that's above and beyond just the maintenance you provide to them. And one of those things is discounts. So if you are part of my Comfort Club plan, you get 10% off all parts on future services. You can set that up in here. On the pricing defaults page, there is a dedicated maintenance plan pricing. Enter here the discount you'd like to provide. And then anytime I do a job for a maintenance plan customer, it'll automatically switch the pricing strategy to my maintenance plan pricing, which in this case would be 10% off. Once you have this set here, click Save. Now, your system is doing the work for you. It will just identify maintenance plan customers, and whether whatever you're working on for them, you'll create an invoice to take payment. That invoice will just automatically switch to the maintenance plan price. And then you'll want to make sure that your price book has maintenance plan pricing either turned on or off per item. So step one of setting up your discount is going to more applications, price book, pricing defaults, and setting that discount. The second part is to go to more applications, price book, my price book, and just make sure your price book items, which I'm just going to click on this general part right here. If you want that maintenance plan discount to auto apply, keep that on. So for this general part, if I sell this part to a non-maintenance plan customer, it will just be the standard $300. If I sell this to a maintenance plan customer, it'll provide the discount automatically and we'll sell it to them for $270. And then that just makes it easy. Your technicians won't need to remember to add a discount or anything. It's just going to happen automatically. But if there's an item like a labor item, let's say, let's go to our labor. I don't want to add a maintenance plan discount to my labor. Don't touch my labor. You can just turn that off. So I have maintenance plan pricing off for my labor products in my price book. Okay. Well, there you have it. That is all the information we have for today's presentation. We're going to move to our Q&A now, but before we do, I just want to say thank you so much for joining. My name is Mark with WEX Field Service Management, and this has been Maintenance Plans Basics.